Welcome to Wii U Quick Reviews, the show where I review any Wii U game as quickly as possible. Today's game is... Let's get started. Phineas and Ferb is a Disney-produced 2D animated cartoon which premiered in 2007 after High School Musical 2 and ran from 2008 to 2015. Episodes were usually split between two stories, one following the titular characters and their friends messing around with a crazy invention, and one where their pet Platypus fights a mostly unsuccessful evil scientist. Naturally, the show received incredible praise, and as such, it got a lot of video games. This is one of those. Phineas and Ferb Quest for Cool Stuff was released in 2014 for the Wii U, Wii, DS, 3DS, and the Xbox 360. The game is a 2D platformer with a rather weird 3D art style. It's not really the best adaptation of the cartoon in terms of graphics. The story is kept ridiculously simple. Phineas and Ferb want some cool stuff, so they go out and get it. Evil scientist Dr. Doofenshmirtz also wants cool stuff, so he builds a machine to attract it. That's pretty much it. But the writing is superb. A lot of jokes feel like they're right out of an episode of the cartoon, which I am a fan of, and there are plenty of references to go around. Add in the fact that they got the entire original voice cast and several of the show's original songs, and you get a licensed product of pretty decent quality. The gameplay is unfortunately where things head downhill. You play through levels as either Perry or Phineas and Ferb piloting a mech, and have access to a standard jump, spin attack, crouch, and wall jump. The mech can also switch to a dedicated attack mode to drill enemies, walls, and floors. Unfortunately, platforming is slow and not challenging enough. Enemies pose no threat. If you do lose all of your health, you just respawn at a nearby checkpoint with no consequences. Levels are short as is, especially if you ignore the optional collectibles. Collectibles include 5 treasures or garden gnomes, which count towards your overall completion percentage, sprockets, which are used to buy extra cosmetic options, and Ducky Momo plushes, which multiply the number of sprockets you receive at the end of a level. There's also an additional secret treasure to find in certain stages. Level themes include temples and more temples and the science lab, and underwater, and a bit of space. The water and space levels are even slower and more tedious than the others, and things are not helped by the fact that in order to complete this game 100%, you will be replaying some levels multiple times after you earn certain upgrades or to complete certain tasks for your friends. That pretty much covers it, so let's head to the pros and cons. The graphics don't look too good, unfortunately. 2D animations generally don't adapt well to a 3D art style. The music is alright, featuring several songs from the show, though it can get a little repetitive. The writing is great, and the number one reason to check out this game. But the slow, limited gameplay is just too much to look past, and prevents any prolonged enjoyment of the game. It's a licensed title, and that means a solid no on coming to Switch. But of course, you could play it on a number of other consoles. Now, I don't usually do this, but I completed this game 100%, well, 101%, and it took me a little under 4 hours to do so. Be aware that this is not a lengthy game by any means, and not really worth the $7 to $10 price tag. Overall, Phineas and Ferb Quest for Cool Stuff is an alright title, but really only for fans of the cartoon. Otherwise, it's meh. Not awful, not great, uninteresting.